Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Railsplitter Athletics Report, and I am Rusty Peace, your host. We've got two very special guests tonight. Natalie Laydon of the LMU softball team is our first guest. Later on in the show, we'll talk with Kuhn of the LMU Lacrosse team, and it's all about spring sports tonight. We are going to mention some winter sports, of course. The LMU basketball teams in action. The final 3 weeks of South Atlantic Conference regular season play underway. Lady Railsplitters have moved into a three-way tie for second place. Technically, I guess you would say they're in the number 2 spot right now, but behind one other team, so they're a half game back. And then the LMU men are right now in first place. It's theirs to lose, but they've still got 5 games remaining on the regular season schedule, and there are some tough ones coming up. Newberry in the house this coming Saturday for both of those teams. Then they've got to go on the road on Wednesday. Actually, maybe they've got Mars Hill coming back. So, yeah, they're in home for 2 consecutive games. Mars Hill coming in the house on Wednesday, and then, of course, Saturday's Newberry. We're going to talk LMU softball when we come back right after this.
Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrogate and Middlesboro has your fresh interest at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwiches or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner you're after, choose from a wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches that are all made specifically to order. Serving a crowd, Subway also has sandwich platters, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Be it dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. 368 Catawba Avenue in Harrogate and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro. If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro. Whether institutional case good or architectural woodwork, Nolan Products Incorporated of Knoxville has been serving East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, and Southeast Kentucky since 1958. From concept to finish, Nolan Products custom builds to the highest quality standards to meet your facility specifications while using only the finest materials available. Nolan Products has been serving and meeting the needs and requirements of general contractors and architects in East Tennessee and surrounding area for more than 55 years. Nolan Products Incorporated, 912 Forsyth Street Northeast, Knoxville.
Hard to believe with the way Mother Nature is pounding the tri-state area with some of the white stuff and, of course, the cold temperatures that spring sports are now in session. Softball team got their season cranked up last weekend when they traveled down to Savannah, Georgia for the Pirate Classic. And, Coach, it had to be considerably warmer down there last weekend than it is here right now.
I don't know. It was pretty tough and raining, and it was, I guess the weather was trying there as well.
I always like to talk to you when you go down there to Savannah because, I mean, that's kind of a homecoming for you in a lot of respect. You've been around in various places, but you've played down in the southern part of the United States in softball through many programs.
Yeah, we try to take our teams down there to get as many games in as we can, and play some of the top competition in our region to get us ready before conference, which doesn't start until March. And so it's quite the challenge for us, and, hopefully we'll learn from it, get the experience of playing that high caliber competition and be ready.
Now, when you and I talked before we went on camera, we were talking about the games last weekend, and I look at the games on the 6th. Both of them were relatively close. The game on the 7th got away from you a little bit. Mm-hmm. I don't know what planet I've been on for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but apparently you told me you got 10 freshmen on this year's squad?
Yeah, we have 10 first years on this year's team with 4 sophomores, 3 juniors, and 1 senior.
So this is your first time out on the field in collegiate play. Obviously, there's some issues you got to work out, with the lack of experience in collegiate action, and putting together a chemistry with this team to come out and compete against the best, not only that the conference has, but the region too.
Yeah, age is definitely, not an excuse for us by any means. We work really hard and feel that the enthusiasm that the first years are bringing to the program and the talent that they're bringing will hopefully overcome the experience, and so that's really what we're trying to put together at this point and be competitive on all levels. And we've got a lot of talent on this team, and they work very hard. And so it'll be interesting to see what this group will bring us.
This is the first time I've had the opportunity to talk to Coach Laydon this year on the show, and to be honest with you, that's a page right out of Jenny Michael's book right there. Inexperience is no excuse. Freshmen are not freshmen on the field.
Right, exactly. We're going to expect them to help us, so it doesn't matter what year they are. They're an LMU softball player, not just a freshman or a senior.
Coach, you've got one slated against UVA Wise. I think that's a doubleheader. I think that got postponed. Was Wednesday?
Yes.
So now you're looking at the Cougar Classic. You're going right back down to Georgia, and again, I got to say, they're expecting single digits here, I think, on the weekend. So yeah. South Georgia's got to be a little warmer.
Yeah, it'll be right now. The high for Saturday is 52, and the high for Sunday is 48.
That's a heat wave.
Our girls will be, thinking they're in the Bahamas once we go down there and play.
Well, let's talk about this schedule. I mean, you and I have looked at it, and we're looking at it right now as we speak. And to be quite honest with you, the non-conference schedule is about as tough as I've seen it in recent years. And I guess you were in charge of the scheduling on that.
I don't know who was in charge of it. Like I said, after last weekend, I thought maybe I was a little overzealous on the first weekend out, but we'll go down there. We'll be battle tested. Hopefully, we're prepared for when we start conference and that kind of thing. But yet, we've also made a name for ourselves regionally with some respect there and playing tough competition. And when it comes down to regional rankings and things like that, we look at strength of schedule and all that stuff plays in a part in that. So hopefully we've put ourselves in a good position to where if something were to happen and we not come through somewhere that we've given ourselves enough points to have that possibility of getting a bid.
I want to talk about the team in just a minute, both your returners and your newcomers, but I want to first go to the Dorothy Neely Field. I mean, we've seen some transformations take place over the last few weeks, and I got to say that outfield fence looks absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, that's a lot of hard work from our players and alumni, and a lot of fundraising went into that. And luckily LMU is full go and support of what we got going on, and we were able to pad the wall, and it definitely makes it look like a different field. And the sides are gray with the outfield fence navy with the LMU logos on it and the conference logo, and it adds a nice touch to the facility. To bump us up a little bit. We got to be one of the top in the region. Yeah,
absolutely. When I looked at it for the first time, I thought, wow, am I looking at a Division I field? Now I'm told, and I could be mistaken, I've heard some rumors about a new scoreboard.
Yes, that'll be in. We were hoping March 9th with the weather and that kind of stuff. It pushed us back a little bit. So we're looking at March 13th. Dorothy Neely donated money for us to do that, and she's been a great contributor to our program. And, with that, we've been able to add a new scoreboard that'll be up this season. So we're super excited about it, and it's really going to add that nice touch to the outfield.
And you might look at it and say, well, a new fence and a new scoreboard, that really doesn't help you in how you play. But the fact of the matter is, it does help in recruiting, because now you're coming and you see this facility and say, wow, this is a great place to play. And you see the manicured field, because the coaching staff works on it diligently. And so with that, Coach, obviously you took a pretty big hit last year in terms of the overturn from players exiting the program, be it to graduation or whatever, because you have so many new ones this year. And right. So let's talk about the newcomers first.
Okay. Yeah, we've covered a little bit of everything in that class. We've got a little bit of pitching. We've got some versatility, especially up the middle this year that we haven't had in past years. And it's been nice to really, see this group grow through the fall. At one point this fall, in one of our fall games, we had 6 of the 9 first years were hitting for us, and I'm thinking, oh, this could be tough. But they've really done a great job acclimating to the college play and speeding their game up a little bit. So it'll be nice to see how that group continues moving through, because they've got a lot of talent. So hopefully we can keep them on through there, and then by their junior year, so you should see a huge impact.
Well, the good thing about freshmen is that they will soon be sophomore and then junior and then seniors. Let's talk about the experience returning with this year's squad.
Okay, yeah, we have a little bit of experience returning, and the good thing about the experience returning is we had such a small team last year that they got to play quite a bit, and so they're a little bit more seasoned than your normal sophomore class. We've got 4 in that class, one being Bree Taylor, who's a pitcher for us. And then returning Ashley Hunter, Savannah Couch, and Teddy Collins, and so those 3 will definitely contribute to our team. And just they've helped quite a bit with that young group, and so with our 3 juniors, Moose, McAndrew, and Johnson, they've done a great job just helping lead the way, along with Sam Smith, of course, but just helping lead the way and understand LMU softball, how we roll. Keeping a fast-paced game, but just being respectful, doing the things on campus we need to do, community service, that kind of stuff. Now my job's easy. It's more of a facilitator than a coach sometimes.
Well, you're only 3 games into the schedule with the postponement of the UVA-Y series. I think the student athletes came back on campus, or at least most students came back the second weekend of January. You guys may have come back a little bit earlier. Through that period of time, and having seen your team practice probably mostly on the inside, what do you see as the biggest needs right now going into the remainder of your schedule?
Yeah, right now it's just a matter of playing games. I want to get them out there as much as we can. I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be beating that gym. We've done a really good job preparing in there, and the best team you can find on a gym floor. But just getting out and playing and getting some more experience, this team's just going to grow and get better day by day.
There is some talk down the road of an indoor pitching and possibly a hitting facility that would be out toward where the new Lacrosse complex is being erected out at the Harrogate City Park. How big an asset would that be to your program?
Yeah, that would be a huge asset to our program, just to be able to space out, and get a lot of things done that we're unable to do in the gym. It'll be nice, I think, for the athletic department as a whole, not just our program, to be able to get some practice in and do something before you actually go play. Last weekend I felt a little handcuffed in a matter of we couldn't get fully prepared, not by being out on the field and stuff, but having that indoor facility would be crucial to our department. Along with us, and just being able to hit a fly ball and being able to do something somewhat live besides a bunt, would be kind of nice. So
now you guys are actually, she's the first guest on the show today by design. You guys are actually getting out of here early today just to try to get a practice in.
Yeah, luckily Columbus State has helped us out to where we could get a practice field tomorrow at the park that we're supposed to be playing at on Saturday and Sunday. They gave us 2 hours, so we're going to try to get as many ground balls and fly balls that we can get in 2 hours as possible. So. It
seems kind of like an unfair advantage that the southern teams have against the teams that are in the more snowy regions of the United States, but what do you do? Imagine being up in Minnesota or up in Wisconsin and trying to compete collegiately on the softball level. Your game season is probably shorter, and that shortens your practice season as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been up north a little bit, and so we typically didn't start till March. And you had to get in all your games between March and the end of April. And that was including the College World Series. We were right there in the first, second weekend of May. So been used to that a little bit in indoor practices. We definitely make them as efficient as possible. But, it definitely doesn't substitute for being outside and on the dirt and just getting those reps on a daily basis.
Well, I'm looking down the schedule, Coach. The first home game that I see for your team is the 9th of March. That's a doubleheader with King University out of the Conference Carolinas. We're looking forward to that date, but we're looking forward to seeing how you guys pull out your results here in the next few weeks.
Thank you.
Coach, good luck. All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk with Ryan Kuhn of the LMU Lacrosse programs. Coming up next here on the LMU Sports Network. Stay with us.
Established in 1982, Dixie Roofing Incorporated of La Follette has been the industry's leader in commercial roofing throughout Knoxville, Tennessee, and surrounding counties for more than 30 years. From medical facilities to office buildings and educational institutions, Dixie Roofing has the experience, expertise, equipment, and know-how to handle roofing needs of any commercial structure, big or small. Dixie Roofing is also on the web at www.dixieroofing.com. Dixie Roofing Incorporated.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him. And
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. I am on set now with LMU head men's lacrosse coach Ryan Kuhn. And last weekend, the Lincoln Memorial University men's lacrosse team opened the 2016 season with a 12-4 win over Emmanuel. Puts them at 1-0 on the year. And, all of a sudden you're geared up, you're ready to go for lacrosse, and Mother Nature kicks in with some cold temperatures and bangs the series with the game with Mercy this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great way to start the season, obviously, with a win, but we were really looking forward to playing Mercy this weekend. Nationally ranked opponent coming down from New York. It was a big outer region game for us, and we're upset about it because that was going to be a good test to see where we're at as a program. Playing some really good competition, but unfortunately it didn't work out with them. I know, a couple years ago they were scheduled to come down here and play Brevard, and some similar situation happened, but they were halfway down here and had to turn around and go back. So rather than risk it, we just decided to just cancel it, and hopefully we can revive it next year, and whether they come down here or we go up to them, but we're looking forward to it.
It's been a process for you coming in as a new program here at Lincoln Memorial, a new head coach, and putting together the program, putting together the roster, putting together a schedule. Picked up your first win a year ago. What's it like now in your sophomore season with a lot of returners coming back and guys that what they're going to bring to the table?
The biggest thing is that we battle every day is consistency. And I think even though we have some freshmen, sophomores, those type of guys, they're still very young. We still make a lot of freshman mistakes, a lot of sophomore mistakes. So as a coaching staff, we're challenged every day because we don't know necessarily what group of guys we're going to get. There are some days where we feel really good about them, like hey, we can really go places. But then there are some days where we need to be a little bit more consistent. So I think that's part of it with having a young roster. But we're moving forward, and that's something that we're really, really happy about.
Now, I understand in the off season you were able to acquire some guys who were really some highly touted players to bring into this program.
Yeah, we did. We brought in a really, really good freshman class, guys that we're really excited about, a bunch of guys from Long Island, some Michigan guys. We really brought in a diverse group of guys. Tried to get some states that we don't really have anybody from. I think our goal is to bring in a person from every different state, but right now we have guys from 14 different states, 3 Canadian provinces, 1 young man from England. So we feel really good about the freshmen that we brought in. We had a bunch of guys contribute to the win on Saturday against Emmanuel. So I think moving forward, it's we're looking to increase their production, get more guys involved, and really kind of progress as the season goes forward.
All right, one of the perks for this year for Coach Kuhn and the lacrosse program and for the LMU Sports Network was the fact that we were able to broadcast this year's first game, against Emmanuel. That was actually held at the LMU soccer field because the new lacrosse complex is still being put together and is not ready for play yet. Saturday, LMU Sports Network's Brandon Burke broadcast the first ever LMU lacrosse game, and we're going to talk with Coach Kuhn here now about some of the footage that we see here. Obviously, the win, 12-4 victory, we'll take it. Was it any different playing on a lacrosse field? Obviously, you had to make some alterations with the goals, in the field setting.
I thought that that atmosphere on Saturday was fantastic. From the live streaming standpoint, Brandon did a fantastic job announcing it for the first game that was ever announced and done, via live stream. I thought it was really great. It was a treat for our parents that could not be here in person to enjoy the game. It was a really good thing, and I thought the atmosphere, we had a heck of a showing from the fans, who I can't thank enough for braving the cold and being out there. We had something close to 500 fans there on Saturday. And it was a good, I hope they enjoyed it because it started off a little slow, a lot slower than I thought. I would have liked, but as the game wore on, we got to get up and down the field a little bit more, score some goals in transition, and have it be a pretty special day for us.
Well, it had to be a special day for those who weren't able to actually make it to the match itself or to the game itself. And that's my issue right there with separating soccer from lacrosse, calling it a match and a game. But, we have had a lot of positive feedback about the broadcast. And I have to say, while I wasn't there because I was on the road with basketball, I understand that the bleacher section was almost full, it seemed like.
It was. I mean, it was really neat to look across the field and see the fans and see basically all the bleachers filled up and see people on the hill, supporting the program. It was great to see the soccer team out there supporting us. We've really tried to make it a part of our culture as a program that, we're no better than anybody else. We have a lot to do to play catch up with the other programs at the university that have been so successful, and we make it a point to really support them, whether it be soccer, men's and women's soccer, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, the spring sports and things like that. We really try our best to put our best foot forward to show them that we support them, and it was really nice to see those guys and gals come out and support us.
Well, it was such a great start on that win over Emmanuel. I mean, it's a shame that this weekend's game against Mercy was canceled. That puts you with your next match or next game scheduled for North Greenville. Now, last I was told, I believe they were independent, but they may be seeking membership in a conference at this time. I don't know.
I believe they're actually affiliated with Conference Carolinas. I know for lacrosse, actually this coming week. So we actually started with Emmanuel, who's Conference Carolinas. North Greenville is Conference Carolinas, and so is Lees McRae. So we really have a really big week ahead of us. North Greenville is a very good program, as well as Lees McRae. So we have a really tough week in terms of preparation and getting our guys prepared, because they both are on the road, and that's one of the things that we've addressed with our guys is that it's great to start the season off with a win at home, but we still haven't won a road game as a program yet. So we're really trying to put our best foot forward to prepare our guys to play well on the road.
Aside from the competition that you'll play this year, what are the biggest challenges for this team in putting together a program that's going to compete for a conference title?
I think it's no different than any other sport. It's consistency. I think we struggled on a daily basis with consistency, whether it be consistency just with the effort at practice, and our effort has been great. I don't want to shortchange anybody. It's just that it's as the expectations grow, the consistency and how you perform on the practice field, has to improve and has to elevate, so that on game days when you're playing those better programs, you can play at a higher level. And that's something that we saw a little bit last year, and we want to see carry over into this year, and really we want to peak as the season goes forward. And in order to do that, we have to be consistent in everything that we do, whether it be academics, whether it be community service, and then obviously the last piece of that is the athletic piece.
How do you feel about the depth of this year's team?
I think we from a depth standpoint, we are much improved from where we were last year. I think those guys that were here and played a large amount of minutes for us last year did a great job. They're in a good spot, but the freshman class has done a really good job, kind of filling that void that we had last year. So, I mean, Saturday we played 23, 24 guys. This week coming up, we want to get some more guys involved. I think from a game planning standpoint, it allows us to do that, kind of throw some different sets at them. So we really want to stay fresh as the season goes on, because it's very much like football. It can be a grind. So we want to make sure that our guys are fit mentally and physically.
Well, we've got some non-conference play to take care of before we get to it, but you'll get your conference schedule started on February 27th in Charlotte against Queens. What are the Royals holding this year?
Queens, they're defending regular season champs. They're preseason pick #1. We are going to have our hands full with them. By the time we get to them, they'll probably be ranked in the top 10. Right now, they're just outside of the top 10 nationally. So we will have our hands full with them, and I know we're looking forward to that test. They brought in a fantastic freshman class to kind of fill in some voids that they lost with graduation. But the biggest thing is that we can't lose focus on North Greenville and Lees McRae. While we are fully focused on the conference part of our schedule, and in order to take that next step as a program, we have to do well in conference. Queens is going to give us everything that we can handle, and I'm sure we'll be up to the task.
Again, I hate to do it to you, be putting the cart before the horse, because you've got a lot of business to take care of, but your next home match now after the Mercy one was canceled is going to be up on March 7th, and that's a long time away, but yep. I know LMU fans are looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. It's really neat. We're going to have a team from California come out and play us, NDNU out of, they're from the San Francisco Bay Area. They're a great program. They've been around for 10 plus years, so they're going to give us an opportunity to see some established programs and help prepare us for the meat of the conference schedule. And then also too, we're also really excited with so many Northeastern guys. During our spring break, we're actually gonna buck the trend, and instead of going south, we're gonna go north, and we're gonna play Georgian Court out of New Jersey.
Well, you're a brave soul with all the cold weather we've got here, and you're a glutton for punishment too.
Well, you know what? It's nice to get home and see some family members and give them an opportunity to see us a little bit closer to home. For a lot of them, it's it's a 15-hour drive or a day's worth of flights, so it'll be nice. It'll also give our guys an opportunity to see a different part of the country.
All right, I tell you, it's an exciting time here at LMU. You're 1-0 on the year, and the second season now underway. We're looking forward to a great stretch here by the LMU lacrosse team, and we're certainly looking forward to that next home game on the 7th of March.
Absolutely. A little over a month away.
Hard to believe. Hard to believe. Coach, good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks, again, if you'd like to find out more about the LMU lacrosse program, all you have to do is pull up the LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com. Go over to the sports section, scroll down, click on lacrosse, whether it be men's or women's, and it'll tell you everything you want to know. All kinds of profiles, pictures, et cetera, et cetera. And if you want to find out more than that, contact Coach Kuhn. You can contact him through the LMU Athletics office, 423-869-6285, and they'll connect you. We'll take this time out, and we'll be back here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Join the Vive Broadband TV revolution. Vive gives you the freedom to choose with loads of new channels like Up TV, The Hub, The Blaze, and Cubo. Vive's Watch TV Everywhere feature gives you the freedom to watch participating channels just about anywhere, anytime, on any device. And Vive Broadband Speed gives you the freedom to power internet TV services like Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, and Google Chromecast. Join the TV revolution at vivebroadband.com.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Welcome back again. Special thanks to our guest tonight, Natalie Laydon of the LMU softball team, and of course Ryan Kuhn, who was the head coach of the LMU lacrosse program. Again, for the softball team, they are on the road this weekend. They will be down in Columbus, Georgia. Tuskegee, the first game on the schedule. Then Young Harris, that's on the 13th. Columbus State and Georgia College rather on the 14th. The lacrosse team off this weekend after the series with Mercy was canceled. There you see it there on the schedule for the upcoming weekend. But the women's lacrosse program also banged against their opponent this weekend. You see the two Newberry games there for basketball, 2 and a 4 o'clock start in the Tex Turner. We'll talk about that momentarily. Baseball at 1 and 4, and they're in action against Ohio Valley University Friday and Saturday series. And that's pretty much the way it goes this weekend. Join us for LMU Athletics here on the campus. Stay with us. We'll see you next week here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.